team that is trending in the right direction each and every week on the speed charts. It's Daniel Suarez in the middle of his qualifying run. He's on the pit lane. Steve Post is waiting.
The crew is waiting for this car, including front tire changer Josh Bush. And Josh, a Super Bowl champion linebacker with or safety that is, with the Denver Broncos back in the 2016 Super Bowl. Josh Bush on the front, Seth Joras is on the rear. Man, they come around to the left side quickly. Also, Joras playing Josh Appleby. Looked like a good stop for Daniel Suarez as he has that car down in the way.
Daniel Suarez, just misses out the pit crew by 3-1. Daniel Suarez's team right there, but they are second best.
Daniel Suarez running a pit stop, and he'll go to the top of the leaderboard. 6.931 seconds, the second overall pit time, but number one overall of the four that have taken time so far for the All-Star cars.
Michael McDowell's pit crew had a 12.587 second stop. Daniel Suarez's pit crew, 12.600. That's how tight it was.
Let's go back to Chris.
Brad Keselowski getting ready to watch his teammate fired up. Brad, what'd you think about your lap?
I love my car, drove great. I left just a little bit on the table on pit exit, but had a really good pit entry, really good speed laps. It's a solid run.
You have the Solomon plumbing on the car. It's painted like an ECU pirate scheme with the purple and yellow. How special is this?
Yeah, it's really special for a number of reasons. My wife won the ECU really formally, Solomon money and it's all of our team, and there's a number of ECU people in our garage and on our team, and Danny passed away 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's nice to be able to do this.
Appreciate it. Brad Keselowski qualified early, number one. You mentioned you. Stop for sub 12.5. Jeremy, you went to North Carolina State. That's where ECU Pirates at. Two schools in is going to engineering school at NC State. We won't hold that against him.
Well, take a look at the management on the air. That's awesome. Chris Busher again, a tough week for Chris. Last week at Kansas. They try to put that in the rear view mirror while heading to pit road for what will be their effort to try to win the Pit Crew Challenge, Steve Post.
Jaquan Bailey is the tire carrier. He's got both of the Goodyear Racing Eagles, one in each hand. Jim McCraw and Travis Judas is the tire changers on this car. Jack Man is Nicholas Patterson. They're around to the right side. Fuel Man is Bailey Walker. Now quickly around to the left side. Looks pretty solid in the transition from left or from right to left. Slow on the left rear. Chris Busher is down and away.
Chris Busher pops the clutch, gets back up to 30 miles per hour. Doesn't take long for him to do that. His pit stop was 8th best overall, 13.309.
They're good. There's no doubt about that. They'll bring that red and white Mustang on the origin flags. And Chris Busher completes his qualifying effort.
Overall to his teammate and owner, Brad Keselowski. He had a very good effort out there, but just a little bit short. So it's Brad Keselowski, Chris Busher, Harrison Burton, Justin Allgaier, and Daniel Suarez are the ones. By the way, Daniel Suarez twice, and that is 2 big penalties.
Coming up, we got a couple of Richard Childress racing cars on the racetrack. Kyle Busch is coming up ready to go. Right now, all eyes and attentions on the outside. Of late, names
to the last possible moment, Mike, and slit the tires.
Yeah, that's going to be questionable right there. That may earn him a penalty. Here he comes. He is ready. His team is ready for their stop.
Nick Covey is the jet man on this team. Paul Swan is the tire carrier. Joshua Thomas and Ethan Dingler are the tire changers. Man, that looked good on the right side, around to the left side. Tyler Radar plugs the fuel can in. Left side tires off, left side tires on. Austin Dillon down and away.
Great pit stop for that team, at least with the eye test, as they say, but not on the stopwatch, Mike. Not quite good enough.
8th overall. It's not good enough to even crack the top 5. Now here comes Austin off the corner with a checkered flag waiting for him.
Overall, he'll be third fastest here in All-Star qualifying. Still Brad Keselowski, the fastest overall. Then you've got Chris Buescher second, quick. Austin Dillon now third, and Harrison Burton fourth. Justin Allgaier fifth. Daniel Suarez is back in the 6th spot.
Here's Kyle Busch. He's working his way down pit road to get staged for his qualifying effort. What would you call that? A battleship gray and orange paint scheme settings on the quarter panels for Kyle as he gets the
so far in qualifying. Chris, obviously big news this week with the penalty. How do you guys respond this weekend during the All-Star race? Respond this weekend?
Ignore it and move on. Treat this weekend like we were going to. The rest of the week, business is normal here. So get in this thing and do what we've been doing, putting fast cars on the racetrack and racing.
Appreciate your time. That's Chris Buescher. Steve Post, Kyle Busch in front of you.
Kyle Busch is in. Randall Burnett, the crew chief, with a stopwatch in hand, keeping an eye on it. They're around to the left side. Jackman Dylan Mosier jacks that car up. Left side tires off. Left side tires off. And Kyle Busch is down and away.
A little slow on the left side on the transition from right to left for Kyle Busch's pit crew as they make their way out. And boy, Mike, it really shows up on the clock as well.
His teammate just qualifying third. Here comes Kyle through turns 3 and 4. Let's see what he can do.
Second, Kyle Busch now falls in line third.
And of course, with the penalties that are assessed on some of these pit stops, like for Daniel Suarez and whatnot, that affects their overall time. So that's why Austin went from third to second, and then Kyle slots in right behind him. So it's Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, and Justin Allgaier, the top 5 of the 7 that have qualified so far. From North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
If you're wondering who's in the red vest walking along the concourse, those are our 50-50 raffle volunteers. Of course, there was Speedway Children's Charities. The 50-50 raffle is presented by Central Logistics, and you can win big. Last year's jackpot was $120,000. And of course, the charities want to beat that number this year. Get your ticket from the Red Vest volunteers or in the booth on the concourse. The drawing for the big winner will be Monday after the races. Help some kids right here in Wilkes County and get your tickets. 50-50 raffle, and you can pick those up today.
Hell of a lot better than it was
Currently, it's just a little shy of $10,000. We're going to go a lot higher through the weekend, so we trust your help on that. But by the way, all that money stays here locally in Wilkes County and will be distributed out by Speedway Children's Charity. So you'll see the folks walking around with the red vest carrying the signs. and help them out and pick up your 50-50 ticket from them.
Yeah, the great thing about it, 50% goes to the charity, 50% goes to one lucky winner. And whether you buy your ticket tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday, you have the same chance to go out there and win with the 50-50 raffle. Brad Keselowski currently on the top. Hey, they need a small victory right now. We'll see if he can hang on to that. We have a lot of other fast pit crews, a lot of other fast drivers to come as qualifying for the NASCAR All-Star Race continues here with Motor Racing Network at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Second, Kyle Busch third. You've got Harrison Burton in fourth and Justin Allgaier in fifth. Sixth is Chris Buescher. Seventh is Daniel Suarez. They're the seven that have taken time so far tonight.
And we're waiting to find out when it's all said and done which pit crew is going to win the pit crew challenge and the $100,000 that goes along with it. Right now, it's Michael McDowell's pit crew that sits atop of that. They busted off a 12.587 second pit stop. They are currently the fastest pit crew, and they're waiting this one out like everybody else just to wait and see if that time holds up and they can take home $100,000.
Josh Berry is going to be ready to pull onto the racetrack. Of course, Josh qualified with his win earlier this year at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This weekend. Imaging is there. Josh has been released from pit road. Here he comes in the turn number 4. The green flag is flying. Start finish line is.
Josh Berry ended up 11th overall at single lap speeds in practice as he exits turn number 4. Turn right, he'll make a pit stop. Whoa the car down to the yellow line, and that's where the pit road speed of 30 miles an hour begins. And Josh Berry makes his way down pit road to Steve Post.
Through turn number 3, now through turn number 4 comes Josh Berry. John Parks Jones is the front tire changer. Trevor White is the rear tire changer. The case carrier is Mason Flint. They're around to the right side along with Weston Kramer, the jackman. Right side tires are done. Man, the left or the rear tire changer all the way around. Blake Baker, the fuel man, little trouble on the right front on that one, but Josh Berry is down and away.
Just a small mistake on the right side would then compound the mistake when you try to make up for it and not get the task. Josh Berry is back out on the racetrack and will come to the checkered flag.
Josh Berry, fourth of the 8 cars, taking time so far, and it's Josh Berry that will slide in with a time of 1 minute 31.241 seconds.
Next car to be released from the pit lane. When he gets to the front straightaway, you go back down the hill here towards turn number 4.
That's delivering from the International Space Station. Let's see if they'll have quite the tasty qualifying run right now. Here he is off the corner. He's coming off 4 to complete lap 1. Ricky will do his team a service.
Stand on the binders now, get the car downshifted, get it where it needs to be to 30 miles per hour. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., under the direction of crew chief Mike Kelly and his team, head for the pit box.
Mike standing here on pit road, keeping a keen eye on everything. Josh Dale and Dawson Backus are the tire changers. Donovan Williams has the 2 tires up in the air. He's the carrier. Around to the right side, Sherman Timms is the jackman. Right side work is done. A little slow maybe on the right rear. Justin Wilson, fuel man, also has a car in. Left side look good. We'll have to see who Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Stenhouse will pop the clutch and get back up to 30 miles an hour as he rolls, waiting to get to the yellow line on exit of pit road. Now
Austin Cindric gets queued up in his Freightliner Ford Mustang. All eyes are on the Sunny D Chevy right now for Motorsports as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. completes his
Behind Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. third fastest in his 3-lap qualifying effort. Kyle Busch is fourth. John Henry rounds out the top 5. Harrison Burton is sixth. Justin Allred
Chase Briscoe, also Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, and others as we continue All-Star qualifying.
Turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1 about to go on the board for the Freightliner Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Austin
Here's Austin Cindric entering the call, and his pit crew is ready, led by Brian Wilson on the pit lane. They are ready to take their turn at the Pit Crew Challenge.
Pair of gentlemen by the name of Justin are the tire changers on this one. Justin Armour with the front tire changer. Justin Crevette is the rear tire changer. The carriers Jesse Mills, Patrick Gray, the Jackman, and yes, the fueler Andrew Lackey, who had that key fuel stop down at Talladega that put Austin Cindric back on the racetrack. Look good on the right side, left side tires on, left side tires on. That was a good pit stop for Austin Cindric.
Cindric will pull out of the pit box. We wait for the official time to come up, and Austin Cindric will be fourth on the pit stop time.
So far, he's P3 on the board. Ricky, you've got the bright Sunny D colors on. How would you describe your qualifying effort so far?
Solid day to get some laps and make some adjustments on our Sunny D Camaro. Just try and get it better. So that qualifying run was really cool. It's fun. Guys and coming out pit road. Fun, different. I'm sure look out as one too, but they work really hard, and it's cool to showcase that.
Obviously, this sets you up for the heat races. We know the fireworks that happened last year. Surprised what you learned about this car to be there.
That's the plan, and we'll see how it shakes out. I thought the times are really, really tight in practice there, so it'll be interesting to see.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., guys. Chase Briscoe.
Times the bottom of the back straightaway, stands on the brakes, hits the entrance to pit road as we look for the pit stop for Chase Briscoe and this Joe Gibbs Racing team.
C.J. Bailey is the tire carrier. He's out in the middle of pit road. The carrier can start down off the pit wall, and he is in the middle of pit road. Chase Briscoe makes his way around. Lee Cunningham and Daniel Smith are the tire changers. They're around to the right side of the automobile, along with Caleb Dirks. Man, that was good on the right side. Left side tires on. Left side tires on. For Chase Briscoe as he is down and away.
Chase Briscoe's pit stop is done, and he will become fourth quick with a 12.695 second stop. Briscoe and then Austin Cindric, they are the top 5 pit teams right now, or pit crews, I should say, that are experiencing the pit challenge. Checkered flag across the line. He is second overall.
And it's fun to watch the current fastest pit crew, Michael McDowell. That is Max Marsh, Ty Beck, Luke Bussell, Dale Holyfield, Brandon Chapman. They're just kind of hanging down blocks away from where the making sure they watch every single pit stop that takes place.
Of course, crew chief Travis Peterson down there, just to quarterback in the whole thing. Pre-passing pit stop. They're standing there.
Chevrolet. 30 miles an hour, and Steve Post is ready to call the stop.
Shane Wilson is the jackman on this one. Matthew Simmons, the tire carrier. Michael Roberts and Ken Pozega are the tire changers on it. Here is Ross Chastain right in on his mark. They're around to the right side of that automobile. Brooke Davenport, the fueler, he's got it engaged. Here they come around to the left side. Left side tires, a little slow getting the jack up. Left side tires on, a little slow on the left rear. Ross Chastain is stepping it away.
So Chastain pulls out of his pit box. We'll wait for the time to come in. Officially, it will be 12th overall, 13.42.
Again, the fastest time, 12.587 seconds. He just turned in a 13.20 as far as the pitting aspect is concerned. But he just put in a top 5 time of the 10 that have gone.
Yeah, a little hiccup on pit road, but they do have a fast race car. Third fastest overall behind Brad Keselowski and the driver standing alongside Chris Wilner.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe, valiant effort, sitting second on the boards right now in his Toyota. His teammate Christopher Bell, who we all know is pit crew trying to go 3 in a row. Speedway. Chase, what'd you think about that lap?
I just didn't want to get a penalty, so
didn't run last year, had to run the Open, but he's back for another appearance.
Of course, he's in by winning the Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. Here comes Joey Logano, blowing the car down. 30 miles an hour. Joey's already completed 1 lap. He's on his second, and time for the pit crew to go to work.
Joe Gelly is the front tire changer. Jake Seminara is the rear changer. They're done on the right side of that automobile. Now quickly around to the left side. Pumping half of that jack on the left side. That looks, oh, it was slow on the left rear. Man, that looked good right up until the end. Joey Logano is down and away.
So Joey Logano will pull back out onto the racetrack to complete the rest of his qualifying effort as we wait for his official time to come in. Makes his way off turn 4.
He's carrying him out. He's way coming off the block. Joey trying to maximize the time. It's going to be 4th quick overall. 1:29.257 seconds. So they got held up on the pit lane. Alex, we've seen a lot of left rear issues down there during this exercise tonight.
Yeah, the left rear tire changer slipped and fell in transition from the right side to the left side of the corner. These teams don't have the opportunity to treat the concrete like they would typically in a race.
Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman, many drivers waiting to drive in the victory lane so far in 2025. It is through Alex's win at the Chicago Street that has gotten him in to the All-Star race this year.
Speed have got 2 pole positions already this year as Bowman really lights up the brakes and slides the tires coming onto the pit lane here in the middle of his qualifying session.
Brandon Greer is the tire carrier. Donnie Tasser and Andrew Bridgeforth are the tire changers. Alan Holman is the jackman. They are poised and ready to go, and here is the Ally Chevrolet. They're around to the right side of it. Right side tires are off, right side tires are on. Looks good. Fuel man Jacob Conley plugs that Sunoco fuel in, and now down his lane again. Just a little bit slow on the left rear, getting that tire hooked in underneath the race car.
So Alex Bowman, 5th overall and a 12.813, but he did something. race dust, trying to give some of the time back that he took on the entry.
All the way around the turns 3 and 4 into the pit lane. You can go a little bit quicker out there based off of the timing it takes to get through those sections out there. And Alex Bowman, overall, second best in his qualifying effort behind Brad Keselowski. So he made up some of that on the entrance to pit road. Bowman is second.
So while we await the others, we'll tell you that we've got a lot of coverage coming your way from North Wilkesboro this weekend. Tomorrow, we've got trucks and Cup Heat races. Sunday, the Whelen Modified Tour and the NASCAR All-Star Open and All-Star Race. All of that on the NASCAR Racing Network and here on the Motor Racing Network. Still, to qualify, we've got the cars of Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and William Byron from North Wilkesboro Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
And we've seen great examples tonight, Brad Gilly, of just one little mistake on pit road can cost you valuable time, and especially if you get a penalty, you're done.
Yeah, and look, the tough thing for the teams out here, when you slip on pit road, when you have a hose get caught up in the fender, when you have a speeding penalty, whatever it might be, what that's showing each and every one of us, though, is that they are constantly pushing it to the limit. Because we've seen often tonight how many times someone's pushing it over the limit, and that just really gives you a sense of what happens week in and week out when these crew members are jumping over the wall, when the drivers are coming down pit road. There's a lot of times we're seeing tonight they're pushing over the limit. That's how bad they want it.
I know we see it every week and we talk about it every week, that the time lost on pit road or gained on pit road makes the difference. But I still love this event and putting the positive spotlight on these pit crews and letting them be the all-stars here on All-Star Night.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun to see what the pit crews are doing. And as MRN mentioned, we got some pretty hot teams still to come. This is essentially a reverse of the point standing. So Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, William Byron still to come as we send it back to the folks of the Motor Racing Network as Denny Hamlin pulls his progressive Toyota out onto pit road. Always one of the faster pit crews. Let's see if they can be the ones to take the top spot tonight here at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
As we are getting into the waning moments of qualifying, Brad Keselowski, the fastest so far. Alex Bowman, second quick. Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon. Right now, the fast 5 in this portion of qualifying.
Back to the infield and Chris Wilder.
Well, we've talked to some of the drivers. Let's talk about the crew members that are having to anxiously wait their turn.
Routine, trying to stay loose as much as you can. You watch some of your teammates, you watch some other teams to see if there's any little nuance that you can pick up that might help you as we go. Routine, you just gotta get in the zone and just treat this pit stop just like any other one.
How much practice did you guys put in during the week for this?
And the crew chiefs and stuff standing out there, you know, a few feet away watching. So I think our teams have performed pretty well tonight, so hopefully we can follow suit here at the end.
They're waiting at the ready. Ryan Pack getting ready to go for William Byron. His next car is ready to qualify, Denny Hamlin.
And he makes his way to pit road right now in front of Steve Post.
Joel Bonian is the jack man on this one, and he's got a unique flair for that jack. Dylan Dowell is the carrier, Devin Mocker and Austin Maloney on the left side. Now around the right side, now around to the left side. Kenneth Purcell pulls that car in, and just a little bit slow on the left side compared to the rear. A little bit. I think it was a good stop though. They're high-fiving each other down here. Looked like a solid stop.
It's a Denny Hamlin. And the stop
Denny Hamlin now through turns 3 and 4. He's going to dial up the low lane, hammer down, car twitching a bit, coming off the corner. Charlie Craig in the air. Ooh, 6 of the 10 that have qualified so far. Make that 6 of the 15 that have qualified so far. So, not a good lap there for Denny Hamlin as far as what was done on the pit lane and what was